Hey guys, and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 4. As always, I am DemonFire93, and last time we finished off the lovers whole thing, and today we start the fifth one, half dead.
Can you go years
Oh my.
without talking to another human?
I sure can.
What about untold months, snatching your meals from the forest floor? and
Maybe a little less so.
pits?
Ew.
Sanity is a spider clinging to a fluttering thread web, unaware of the fingers reaching for it,
Interesting.
catching it, plopping it in my mouth.
You. Goldoth lost everything when the world was destroyed, including most of his humanity. After a powerful spell goes wrong, it leaves Goldoth in a state of constant contradiction. Half of his body is living, while the other half is undead. As necessity forces Goldoth to carve out a small portion of this new world for himself, his destiny becomes intertwined with that of a malevolent being from another realm determined to bring an end to all life in the universe. Alone in this new world for years, Goldoth has lived like any animal in the wilderness. When some farmers catch him and try to burn him at the stake, Goldoth barely escapes into the forest. Soon, rage and fear give birth to a new sense of purpose. Goldoth raises a small army of his own and embarks on a quest for knowledge, as well as revenge. Victory condition: capture Viltros. Loss: lose Goldoth half dead. It's an advanced game. Goldoth and all of his spells, skills, and experience will transfer to the next map. All of your heroes have a maximum level of 12. Alrighty then. Let us begin. They called me Ghoul and the Eater of Children as they tied me to the stake. Man, I should have recorded this a couple days ago. It was Halloween. That last nickname was almost amusing. To this day, I still have not tasted human flesh, or blood either. The part of me that still requires sustenance hungers for what normal people eat, a juicy piece of beef, or perhaps some salmon grilled over a wood fire. The rest of me, the undead half, hungers for nothing. That half is empty. But the truth didn't stop the people of Vitros, from trying to kill me. I had wandered too close to a farmer's cottage looking for chicken eggs. Even since the reckoning, I had lived like an animal hiding in the wilderness. I ate raw bugs and rats, and my one delicacy, when I could find it, was sucking the yolk from a robin's egg. I was a creature that lurked in the night. The slightest noise sent me running back to whatever hole I slept in. On that particular night, I must have been distracted by my hunger because I didn't hear someone approaching until it was too late. I was in the coop, chipping holes in the eggs with my long fingernails when I finally heard something. So I grabbed a couple chickens, twisted their necks so they wouldn't alert anyone to my presence, and stepped outside to find myself already surrounded. There were perhaps a dozen of them, all armed with farm tools. I tried to run, but then a pitchfork pierced my right shoulder. They quickly pinned me to the ground, clubbed and kicked at my body. The worst part of it all came at the end when someone ripped the chickens from my grasp. "Ghoul!" they shouted at me. With my arms and legs bound, I was dragged for several miles behind a wagon to the town of Vitros, which had a small garrison to support the expansion of Great Arcan's eastern borders. As you can expect, they immediately tied me to a stake and piled bundles of dry wood around my feet. That's when I began to shake with fear. Fire! I had reason to fear it. Fire was responsible for my half-dead condition. I still remember the incredible searing pain, the indescribable agony that bites down to your soul. My fear gave me strength. As the officer in his polished armor strode out before the crowd with a torch in hand, I began to struggle against my bonds. "In the name of Queen Amelia Nighthaven and Great Arcan, I put you to everlasting death, creature," the pompous officer said. "I am innocent," I shouted. "I only killed a couple of chickens." "He's the one who ate my son," someone screamed. So someone's brat had gone missing and I was to be blamed for it. Just my luck. "Burn him!" others yelled. The officer stepped forward and lowered the torch to the kindling. Your kind is never innocent, said the officer. By the time the first waft of smoke hit my nostrils, I felt the skin of my dead right hand come loose just enough for me to slip free of my bonds. It had been years since I cast a spell, but my life depended on it. I raised my hands over my head and muttered the words of magic, as if it had only been a few hours. I guess you never really forget. I jumped over the burning sticks and fled, knowing that my spell would send an unearthly chill into the muscles of everyone present, slowing their movement enough for me to escape. I ran as I have done since the reckoning, since my master died. I ran so far away. My experience at Vitros reminded me that civilization just meant death for me, so I stayed away. I fled deep into the wild forest with no goal in mind except to put as much distance between that fire and myself as possible. I don't even know how long or how far I ran. Over the years, I have learned it is best not to think. I was an animal. As long as I kept reminding myself that I was just an animal, survival was easier. I kept to the woods mostly. A few nights later, I came upon a field of gravestones, a graveyard. The sky was clear, the moon as a white silver. I walked around the dozen or so tombstones, reading the names and dates aloud. Most had been related, and all died within a few years of each other. Mothers, fathers, children. This was how the new world welcomed us, with pain and death. I sat on the grass and pressed the living side of my face against the cool surface of one of the markers. My first childhood memory is of a crypt, the musky smell of earth, the silent darkness, the vampire who kept me alive to feed on my young blood. I have come full circle, I said aloud. Why? Of all the places I could have stumbled upon, why had I come here? Was it fate? No, I don't believe in fate. Our future is what we make it. But perhaps the universe has something in mind. Standing, I felt a power building within me. It was born from my inner rage. Rage I felt for the people of Vitros, and for everyone who had tried to kill me just because of my half-dead form, and even for the vampire who kept me locked for so long in his crypt like a chicken in a coop. I dropped to my knees and squeezed my fingers into the damp earth. I could feel the rotting body sleeping beneath the ground. My body quivered as the magical energy flowed down my arms and through my fingers and into the cold dirt. I knew at that moment that I had survived all these years, all these horrors for this moment. The universe had a use for me. That night, beneath the crescent moon, I was truly reborn. I am Goldoth, half dead. All right. Thank you, Mr. Half-Dead. Skeletons, ghosts. Is that all you got for me? No actual zombies? Well, alright then. Just gonna gather some things and some stuff and, be on my way. My will to live is strong. How else could I have survived the childhood in a bloodsucker's crypt, and even these years of solitude? The reckoning destroyed nations, armies, and even ancient societies like the necromantic order, but I survived. My master, Kilabar, told me once that he had seen a power within me that couldn't be wasted, but Loscan, the vampire who kept me for his own, wouldn't release me even when Kilabar offered him 10 young children as a replacement. Since Loscan was a member of the necromantic order, Kilabar's hands were tied. He couldn't force Loscan to turn me over, so he arranged for a holy crusader to learn the location of the vampire's crypt. That was the end of Loscan. I owed Calabar my life. But in the end, I failed to return the favor. During the first hours of the reckoning, I returned to the necromantic order's secret library to find it on fire. Calabar lived within. I tried to find him, but the fire was too great. Naked and with burns that would soon claim my life, I opened a scroll that was far beyond my power. I was dying. I could feel my scorched lungs slowing, unable to take another breath. So I read the words on the ancient parchment. It was my last chance. I lived, of course. At least part of me was still alive. The rest was undead. I had a foot in both worlds now, living and dead. But I didn't feel part of either. Okay. Sucks to be you. You don't have spells? You kinda do. Sure, summon some imps, why not? That's lovely. Don't like that. Don't do that. There you go. Have fun. Huh. There you go. Everyone is dead. And we only lost one ghost. Can we resurrect it? Oh. Using the dark art of necromancy, Goldoth Half-Dead raises 2 ghosts. Interesting. But that's very interesting. How did I gain more than I started with? Very interesting indeed. Oh, an underground area. Sure. My army has grown large enough that it has drawn the attention of a druid who claims to be the protector of this forest. The man Hollis issued me a warning today, delivered by a sprite who flew away before I could interrogate it. Hollis's letter pointed out several times that my troops and I were insults against nature and that we should be destroyed. He stated that if I chose to stay, he would hunt us down and kill us all. Normally, I would have nothing to do with the man, but he is between Vitros and me. Indeed. Summon more imps. Because apparently I can turn imps into ghosts. Lost imps into ghosts. That's right, jackass. Go ahead, kill them all. See if I care. Summon more imps. Oh, don't mind if I do. Perfect. Ta-da! None dead this time. But I didn't get anything for it. Dang it. Alright, fine. It's worth a shot, though. Ring of the Elementals. Potion of Immortality. Let the vampires run. And recruit more vampires, yes. Of course. Hello! Oh, I captured Keeson. Well, that was easy. Really? I get a barbarian den? Sometimes I ask myself what Master Calabar would do in my situation, but all my master's actions were part of his plan to one day seize control of the necromantic order. I know from personal experience that he also had a strong sense of vengeance. Whenever someone crossed him, he usually had me slip poison in their wine or a dagger between their ribs. So I have turned my eyes towards Vitros. I realize that I can't get back at everyone who has threatened me over the years. That kind of goal would only end in my own destruction, I am sure. I wasn't looking for a war, just revenge. Yes, it would be sweet to turn that officer and all those farmers into zombies. Yeah. There was certainly some centaurs here previously. Where did they go? I usually marched my undead army at night because they had an advantage over most creatures when it was dark. Despite our mastery over the night, we were still caught unawares as a band of bandits rode down on us with torches in their hands. I immediately shouted to their leader, offering him a bribe. Thankfully, you can always count on the greed of a thief. Alone, I met the man in the open field between our two armies. You say you got gold? The rogue leader asked. Yes. I'll give every man 100 gold to walk away. The man leaned close enough that I could smell the onion on his breath and said, "What if I do the world a favor and kill you all? Then I can take the gold for myself." It would be hard to enjoy it, because if you give that order, I'm going to break your neck. The rogue laughed. Obviously, my thin frame didn't impress him much, but there was something about my undead half that this rogue didn't know. I reached up with my dead right arm and grabbed his wrist. With a simple twist, I broke the thug's arm. After that, I only had a few seconds before his champions attacked, so I dragged the leader from his horse and closed my right hand around his neck. My undead flesh is far stronger than it appears, I whispered as I crushed the bandit leader's neck and dropped his limp body to the ground. Then the battle began. Lovely. I'll wait. That's right. Come to us. Spells. Interesting. Hold on. Where? Summon imps. That's easy enough. Ta-da! One ghost brought back to life. Let them run. Hello! Some of those imps. You send your hero out into the fight, they die. They die very easily. Nice try, but not gonna happen. Very cute. Thinking you're some sort of tough shit. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm your death. Why don't we raise more imps? Make this army even stronger. Yes, keep trying that, jackass. See how that works for you. Now it's just you and me. Nope, now it's just me. Fool. Alright. Yes. Give me that. Thank you. Garlock is mine. Orange has been vanquished. Right. Oh yes, I forgot all about these. Oh right, I'm a spellcaster. I don't know why I did any of that other than the armor. What does this one do? Cast the healing spell. What does this one do? Cast the haste spell. What do these do? Displacement, quicksand, pathfinding, magic mirror, slayer, steel enchantment. I'll go with quicksand. Hello? Quicksand. Yeah, quicksand's much better than anything else, I guess. But wait, we can hire a hero today. Shiva! My love, Shiva. I forgot about her. Hello. How are we doing today? We doing good? I hope so. Ooh, you do some damage. Not a problem. I kill everything. Yeah? Good try. Okay. A dumb decision on your part, I must say. You son of a bitch. Get the hell out of here. Only lost 10 skeletons and 2 ghosts, and we get 2 vampires for it? What the fuck? Alright, give it all to us. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Hillsborough's ours. Green's been eliminated. During my years in the wild, I learned to respect those magical forces that seem to be at work in nature. The superstitious call it Mother Nature, but I know it is something much more arbitrary, even uncaring. Much like myself, nature exists to survive. Is it really a contradiction for a necromancer to embrace nature? I don't think so. However, I have never seen a power like the one this druid possessed. He was capable of conjuring creatures, and even elementals, out of thin air. What a power! Imagine not needing to rob graveyards for troops, but then, as I am beginning to suspect, these powers might not work on the undead. The negative energy bottled within the undead would probably cancel out such creation magic. Still, I am not ready to abandon this idea. There has to be a way to turn it to my advantage. Well, let's get ourselves a creature portal. We need a Griffin Cliffs or Unicorn Glade. Well, I don't want the Unicorn Glade. What do we need for the Griffin Cliffs? Citadel. Get the Citadel then. What is this now? Only Goldoth? God damn it. Right, Goldoth half dead. You gotta get your stupid ass down there. There. Now let me through. I'm Gorgoroth. Half dead. Bastards. Ghosts, join me. Or don't. Sure. Where'd the little bitch boy go? He was right here. Huh? Guess we'll take the town. Aw, tomorrow. Damn. Hello? Little bitch boy. How are you doing? You're not doing well. I can tell that. Ooh, my. None of that for you. Oh, lovely. You think yourself some sort of tough shit. You're not. You're dead. The end. That was fun. I believe that would be my town. Now, Vitras prison is Grindon. I had captured Vitras, and therefore, the smoke rising from the charred remains of Vitras threatened to obscure my vision of the stake in the center of town. I put it in the same place where these people had tried to burn me months ago. This time, however, the commander of the Vitras was tied to it. "What's your name?" I asked, raising my voice to be heard over the screams of the dying. I grabbed the officer's hair by my dead hand and yanked hard enough to make him yelp. "What harm is there in telling me your name?" I said. "Sir Mardor of Vitras," said the officer. "Queen Emilia will march the armies of Great Arcan against you for this attack. I will be avenged." "I don't think so. Right now, one of your own commanders is on his way to Great Arcan to give his account of how a band of barbarians attacked Vitras. Of course, there will be no survivors left to contradict his story. My zombies have already cleared the countryside of every farmer and woodsman." Sir Mardor shook his head in disbelief. "It's true, Sir Mardor. It is amazing sometimes that what a man will do when he is offered immortality. When this cooperative commander returns from Great Arcan, one of my vampires will change him into one of the undead. So you see, Queen Emilia will have no cause to suspect me for this horrible tragedy." "What are you going to do with me?" Mardor asked weakly. "What do you think?" Mardor looked around. The only thing that wasn't on fire was the wood at his feet. My own living skin was tingling from the terrible heat. It was taking all my willpower not to turn and flee this inferno. "You're going to burn me." "Yes. Do you remember me, Sir Mardor?" I asked. "Of course." "Then I want you to know that I was innocent. I was not responsible for any deaths save those of the chickens. Great Arcan, as a young nation as it is, has earned respect for its few fair laws. Tell me, where was the justice for me? Sir Mardor closed his eyes, praying. I slapped him to bring his attention back to me. I'm going to burn you, Mardor, until there is nothing left but bones, I said. But that won't be the end of it. Afterward, I'm going to use those bones to trap your soul. I need a military commander I can trust. I nodded to one of my skeleton soldiers. The creature held a torch to the pile of wood at Sir Mardor's feet, and stepped back as the flames took life. I'll be seeing you again soon, I said, turning my back as Mardor screamed. Screams joined the rest. Dark, but victory! Nonetheless, that's all the time we got for today, guys. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. If you have any comments or suggestions, you leave those in the comment section down below. If you want to keep up to date with all my videos, you can subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook to become part of the conversation, also part of the voting for games I should play in the future. And as always, I'm DemonFire93, and I'll see you guys next time.